Thank you, Graham. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm speaking to an audience who would understand the concept of what I call, and is called by others, the virtuous circle of skills. Raising skills improves productivity. Improved productivity increases profitability. Increased profitability allows for increased investment, but also an increased tax take, and the increased tax take and the improved investment allows for a greater improvement in skills or investment in skills, as well as allowing the government to pay for more hospitals, more schools, and the other things that government pays for. Why do I mention that? I mention it because UK Skills, our aim is to celebrate and influence the development of skills in the country. We do that in two main ways. We do it by skills competitions, and we do it by awards for training. You may well not know, I'm not going to talk about it today, we run things called the National Training Awards, which are coming to their climax as we speak, and as Graham says, are regionally based rather than only a national award. So what I am going to talk to you about today is a little bit about World Skills UK. World Skills UK being our national network of skills competitions. I'm then going to say a little bit about the World Skills International Competition coming to London in 2011. I'm then going to show you a very brief DVD about skills competitions and their arrivals in London. I'm then going to ask you for your help, and then finally I'm going to try and explain a timeline for the preparation of competitors for 2011. So, what is World Skills UK and what does it do? Well, what we do is we run a set of regional and national skills competitions. About 70 across the country, the whole of the United Kingdom, in 5 general sectors, the sectors being, for instance, engineering or construction of the built environment, hospitality, etc. I say regional, a lot depends on each of those 70 areas in which we do skills. Sometimes there are so few individuals who enter into a skills competition that we only run one competition that covers the 3 devolved nations and England, 12 regions if I can say. Others, we run a competition or at least one competition in each of those 12 areas, and those move up through local, regional, national, and by national I mean the 4 nations of the United Kingdom, and then a competition that brings together a national winner. These competitions are designed by industry experts, and they are open to anybody of any age. A popular misconception about the competitions that UK Skills runs under the World Skills UK title banner is that they're only for young people. That's not the case. Many of these competitions are run in an open manner where anybody of any age can enter. This year in 2008, we had 2,112 competitors enter into various types of skills competitions across the United Kingdom. We are about to launch in the next 3 weeks our call for entries for competitions in 2009. The opening date for those competitions is at the beginning of January, but the paper and the electronic call for entries, which gives details of every one of those competitions, every one of those 70 competitions, how to enter, what the criteria are, whether they're being run locally, regionally or nationally, will be out to you very, very, very soon. And you have about 3 months in which to determine whether somebody is going to enter a competition. Why is this important to you? Historically, competitions in the United Kingdom have been run in one of 2 places. They've either been run within industries and within businesses within those industries, quite often coordinated by sector skills councils or the old NGOs. The other place they've been run have been in colleges, local authority colleges, college of further education, occasionally universities, not very often, what is increasingly evident is, if we believe in that virtuous circle I mentioned earlier on in my words, is that we need competitions to be being considered and thought of and supported in all sectors of the learning economy. And that includes you as the private learning providers. The competitions that this call for entries is going to be done will be held at various stages over the early summer leading up till to July. And then we will be announcing the final competitions, the shortlisting competitions. The selection of the overall winners of these 70 competitions takes place towards the end of next year. And I'll get back to that a little bit more in the timeline. So World Skills UK competitions are a suite of national competitions in many of the subjects that I'll refer to later. What about World Skills London 2011? Why am I wearing a badge saying World Skills London 2011? I'm wearing it because every 2 years there is a competition somewhere in the world that brings together a number of countries and puts the best of their national young competitors to compete against the best of a whole load of other young national competitors. And in 2006, a team from the United Kingdom went out to Melbourne in Australia in order to bid against 2 other countries for the right to host what Graham rightly called the Skill Olympics, but wrongly in the fact that if the Olympic authorities hear them being called the Skill Olympics, I get a snotty letter saying that Olympics is a protected word and we're not allowed to use it. So, the Skill Olympics are coming to London in 2011. They're coming to London between the 6th and the 9th of October in 2011 and taking place at a place that many of you have probably visited, which is the Excel Centre in East London. Excel Centre, 100,000 square metres of exhibition space. I look around this room and think it's pretty big. Yesterday I was at the NEC in Birmingham at Interbuild, where we were running a competition. I thought that was pretty big. If you want to see what big is, can I tell you, walk into one of the 2 halls at Excel. It's 50,000 square metres. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And what's more, they're about to extend it, so it goes on and on and on again. And when you think that that's mind-blowing enough, you walk across the boulevard that runs down the centre of it, and it's exactly the same on the other side. And why does it have to be that big? It has to be that big, and the reason we're using it because we're going to have a minimum of 1,200 competitors from 60 nations across the world coming with their best young people to compete in a whole series of competitions. Whole series of competitions, not much use just finding the winners if we don't do something to celebrate that achievement. I mentioned it at the beginning. We're going to celebrate that, and we're going to try and take the message of skills, vocational education and excellence to the population, not only of the United Kingdom, but of the world as a whole. And we're doing that starting by having 250,000 visitors over the 4 days come and visit and have a go at some of the skills that we are actually going to be competing in. Some of the 45 different skills that vary from automobile mechanics to flower arranging, from caring to engineering and construction skills. I'll show you a list of what we're going to be entering into in the United Kingdom at this later on. But 45 skills, most of which, as I've said before, come from apprenticeships, come from people who generally left school at 16 or 17, probably without many qualifications, though that's changing, and have gone into apprenticeships in employment across the United Kingdom. Increasingly over the last couple of years, there have been some people who've come into these competitions from universities, particularly in the higher levels of engineering disciplines such as robotics.